Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jeremy, founder of QuickMail.io.
Hey, this is Jack, Chief Lead Generation Officer at salesbread.com. Today, I've forced Jeremy into a podcast where he has no idea what's
No
around the
idea.
corner. I'm going to hit him blindside. And if the episode goes off the rails, we're just going to delete it. But if you're
Yeah,
listening to
I'll
this, it
pretend
means
a
that,
failure. Like, oh my God, like, oh, I don't know what happened. We should be good.
yes. But yeah, Jeremy, thanks for being a good sport. So we usually introduce a topic together, very in sync. But since Jeremy has no idea what we're going to talk about, here it is. We're
It's
going to
my
do a
birthday? No.
teardown, but we're going to do a teardown, but a little bit slash a lot of it differently. And here's why. Jeremy, what do we tell people when they ask what's more important, lists or copy?
List.
And how many list building teardowns have we done?
Yeah, of course, none.
And so, with that said, today's the first official list building teardown.
Nice.
Let's
Oh,
see how it
nice.
goes.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
excited,
Thanks.
actually.
Okay.
This is absolutely not
And
my topic, so I'm glad that Jack didn't mention
it's
it.
not.
Like, I'm just going to be a good sport and pretend.
Yeah, no, don't be too modest because when we do the 5 minute
I
five
know.
minute campaign creation episodes, you do have to bring in your list. So I'm gonna try and not put you on the spot, but like let's
Okay.
arrive at a better list than what first meets the eye because I think there's always a way to go deeper. So with that said, we're gonna put 10 minutes on the clock, but first, a quick word from our sponsors. I'm doing a lot of talking right now. I'm
Go for it.
gonna keep going.
I
Yeah.
love your voice.
Thank you, Jeremy. So today, most B2B companies lack the time or the expertise to turn cold prospects into warm sales qualified leads that want to talk to you about your product or your service. So at salesbread.com, we will bring you one qualified lead every single day, Monday through Friday, by sending ultra personalized cold emails and LinkedIn messages for you. So you don't have to worry about list building, copywriting, personalization, follow ups, optimization, testing, etc. So if that sounds good, head over to salesbread.com. At the very least, check out our content. You'll learn something about B2B sales.
So this is the funny thing, Jack, is every time you do your pitch, it becomes better and better. Like he's got the same like core kernel. And
Yeah.
I keep saying like I should really work on my pitch and I should really work on my pitch. But anyway, yeah, I'm sure QuickMail will stop sponsoring us because obviously the host is doing a terrible job at it. But if you're looking for a very powerful tool for doing your cold outreach campaigns, so a tool that is well, actually not just tool, just a system that can automate a lot of the task, save you a ton of time, and that's really focused on getting your results, and that can scale with you and your clients, then maybe head over to quickmail.io and give this a try. And I think you'll be glad you do, or you did.
Highly
One
recommended.
of the two. Yeah, highly recommended. That's true. Oh, did I tell you? One of the latest feedback that we got from one of our users was saying like, at the same volume, we are booking 4 times more meetings with our software than with one of the very well famous competitor. I won't name, of course, on the show. I don't want to
What's
give
the
them some
idea?
credit.
Better opens, just better
Better
performance.
deliverability, better
Yeah,
performance overall. So
it's a big
it feels
deal.
good because that's not
It's a
always
big deal.
something you can show across
Quantify.
with your website. So it's like looking from the outside, it looks like a car, like everything else, but the inside, man, it's
Sure.
powerful. Anyway,
It matters.
it matters.
Congrats. Yeah.
Is the
So I would just say
timer?
if you're unhappy, you should. Oh, the timer's on. So I'll run right into it. Okay. So I've already picked the company that we're going to be doing the list building teardown for, but that's it. So let me share a screen. You can
All
share my
right.
screen. We're going to be helping live agents sell some live chat software. Okay. And we're not going to be worrying about copywriting right now, but we are going to be working on how would we build a list. Okay. So let me
Nice.
throw out the first option here. So we could target technology. So find websites that are using similar live chat solutions.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Olark or or Intercom or
Yeah,
some stuff like that, right?
sure. Okay. And
There are
I don't
plenty.
think that's terrible. I don't think that's terrible, but I also think there's a much deeper strategy behind how we build a list. And so to do that, let's take a look at their website
Hey,
because
you don't ask
you need
me what
to.
I would do. I'm curious. Or maybe
No, I
later.
think we should. No,
Okay.
do you want to know like what they're marketing right now who it's written for? Do you think we should start there?
No, that's interesting. Let's carry on your track. I will probably interject at some point.
100%. Okay, I'm just curious, like their hero image right here is a woman messaging in, checking on an order status. So I'm going to say e-commerce businesses are their core. So I don't really want to move away from that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say industries, e-commerce.
I understand, because you've been pretty fast for me at the beginning and I may have lost it. But basically we're trying to generate lists for this software.
That's right.
Okay.
So specifically, Live Agent has just hired us and they say, can you help us create a campaign?
Now I'm with you.
Who should we target? Okay, exactly.
Cool.
All right. So it looks like they're going for e-commerce. They've got some nice like logos, Forbes, Airbus, NASCAR, but I think it's a bit of a distraction. Those are just like the biggest companies that use them.
I would expect they give me like, who is the best customer and who should go after. And then after that, we could refine it. It's kind of lazy from them, sloppy.
Fair. Okay. So I'm looking at like what makes them special in case this is going to help inform who's maybe a better kind of client here. Ooh, I've got another idea. Jeremy, what if we, okay, so multilingual. This is giving me two ideas and weigh in here. So I think there's going to be some traffic filters that we're going to care about, and maybe global audience because they've got a multilingual chat widget. So I'm curious if we could get some website stats. Yep. Okay. And what do they integrate with? Right? Maybe there's like a sister technology that they usually work well with.
Something basically that, people who put Live Agent or software like that on their website, what does it always like go hand in hand? So you're mentioning e-commerce, for example, all e-commerce maybe on Shopify or Magento or stuff like that. And I will just basically go after those ones, but still like a very broad audience at this
stage. It is very broad. Here's something interesting, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Live Agents on their homepage is asking us to compare their price with the competitors. So maybe I don't think they're going after enterprise.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so maybe
cold outreach has no place. As in, reaching out for the customer. Right? Maybe it's not worth like
keep going. Like
maybe it's not worth the ROI. So I will probably, do an outreach campaign
No.
What?
Look, Jeremy, this is number of agents, right?
Okay, of course. Then that makes sense.
Now
so I wouldn't go after like single people, or I will have like a campaign that goes after distributors or like VIP.
This is almost getting too fun. You
just check us out, Jeremy. Stuff, right?
Well, check us out. So this is after, what's our timer at? 5. So after 4 minutes just playing around with their website, we see that companies using desk.com for 72 agents are paying 12 grand a month. Live Agent, it's $2,000. Okay, so imagine this.
In your experience, is that actually converting well, like going with the angle of money, like saving money? Or maybe it goes well, now with the industry, but usually I would hear like, oh, it's cheaper, it's probably not as quality or as rock solid and stuff. Because we don't make quick mail cheap,
You might be thinking about it wrong. You do say like quick mail will save you a lot of money if you're used to hiring a VA to do your outreach, right? So
yeah, that's true.
I think at a certain level, you will get priced out if you're just really true blue competing directly. So I'm going to say let's find the top 2 most expensive live chat solutions, desk.com, and then something called Genesis.
Never heard.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a big difference.
And let's make sure they're in e-commerce.
But after all, they need to get their money back. It must have cost a fortune to buy desk.com as a domain. So,
Oh,
that's a convenience for typing.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. So what if we did this? What if we did support team is over 50?
Yep.
That's starting to sound very appealing. And I'm
love
on
how
a
you're
roll right now.
deconstructing.
I want you to interrupt me though. Imagine there's like dedicated outsourced e-commerce support agencies, right? So I might, as let's call this segment 1 would be end user. I'm thinking, Jeremy, am I crazy? Segment 2 is e-commerce support agencies, because they're going to have 50
Clever.
plus support team members very easily, right?
Especially if my software is really geared towards, having one agent that can handle like maybe multiple platform or multiple websites. That could effectively be a good play.
Okay. Now, which one would you add, subtract?
It's funny because my mind always goes through how I would do it. Like, I'm thinking of using BuildWiz, to figure out like who's using desk.com and stuff like that. But
Perfect.
you actually
so that's step 1.
building the profile, right, of what we are going to have to look at, which is an exercise I'm not really used to, honestly. So that's really great.
No worries. Okay, cool. So we're at 240. And by this point in the cast, hopefully you're seeing that there's a lot of different ways to look at list building. But let's keep going to hopefully bring up some more inspiration for your own campaigns here. So I'm thinking that I'm going to prioritize using really expensive software and having a large team. And
that's your copy,
maybe
right
the
there,
industry
right?
at this point, and you see how this is already forming the messaging. Now, Jeremy, I'll be honest. I think if I find a company that's using desk.com and they've got 50 support team members, I don't care if they're e-commerce or if they're
well,
finance.
The other cool thing is like the commerce and the industry could actually change the copy. So you may actually want different copy for e-commerce versus some other industry, right? 100%. So that would probably be more.
And that could be a merge tag.
Yeah, exactly.
Or merge tag, right? Like different case studies will be presented depending what industry you're on, and that's great. Here's the thing: I'm going to actually kill traffic. I don't care how many monthly visitors you have if I know that you've got 50 support team members.
That's right.
Enough.
Who cares? Yeah. You must have some traffic, otherwise, I mean, you're founded.
Correct. Now, I will probably leave in. Yeah, go ahead.
One thing that I will do actually is I look at their, what their unique value proposition beside money. I don't like to lead with money. I mean, money is a nice like cherry on a cake, but like, what is it that makes them really special? So I will definitely either look at, what is the common theme on G2 Crowd, for example? Like, are people talking about something specifically? Or what feature do they start, do they decide to highlight? Because those ones will actually give me an idea on how I'm going to lead. And then like if they say like effectively like multi-language or whatever, then I could look at what the market of desk.com is. Like, is most of their traffic coming from just US or whatever? And then maybe go after a different geographical location. Depends. That could be a different campaign, like a European campaigns or UK or UK's English.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think this is another merge tag. You could even just drop in using whatever data source you have, and you could say, I noticed that your second 2 other countries that you're serving speak Spanish
no, that's not
Portuguese,
what I mean.
right?
It's like I would probably like zero in on French companies or German companies and then just go after them, right? That would be
assuming what? Assuming they use a live chat,
assuming
and they've got a large.
It's like paid advertisement, really. Some keywords are underbid, like people are not bidding a lot on those, so you could have them for cheap. Then I would probably look at those markets and see, could we actually use damn it, or timer is up.
We're out of time.
But very nice.
Thanks. Was this fun?
It was very fun, and I can see. Can we maybe, to close the class, could you actually give the listener 1 or 2 ideas, and maybe we could stop sharing as well, but maybe give 1 or 2 ideas on how do they want to go deeper? Like, I think for me, it looks like a fantastic, like first level, surface thing. Like, what if they actually want to go even deeper, and maybe they end up like with 10,000, or 100,000, and then they want to sort of like
100,000 what?
leads.
Target accounts.
Yeah, exactly. Targeted accounts. So how could you actually like narrow even better? Like how would they go like one more level to the rabbit hole?
I have to say, if you just search Desk and Genesis and even like the third and fourth one, you might have, and then you apply the support team of 50 plus, you're not going to be anywhere near that realm. So you probably don't have to worry. In fact, I think what's going to be happening at this stage is you're going to say, wow, only 833 companies match. So you would probably take off your e-commerce industry filter. Okay, now you've got 2,200 companies, and it's still not a bad starting place. What's interesting is just like we do teardowns with the copywriting, we're kind of taking it for granted that we don't know the secret sauce that's going on at that company. And while that's lame for a podcast co-host to say, oh, well, we just don't really know, so we're just gonna, like the reality is this is your company. You could easily look at the roster of clients yourself. And I mean, just spoiler alert, if this is my client, or let's say if it's my client's competitor, you can still go to BuiltWith and download all their users. It's just for a research perspective, not for a list building perspective, right?
Correct.
Which honestly, that may be helpful. I would probably go to desk.com and like analyze which kind of company is likely to pay for Desk. But the point is, you kind of have to know from a list building perspective is like who's the red hot buyer right now, and call it ICP, call it target audience, whatever. It just is kind of the deeper level of what we did on this, like really quick checking the homepage for a few H2 tags. Like
it's amazing what one can do in 10 minutes, honestly, when they know, what they can do.
But you ask, like, how would you go deeper? The first suggestion is put all your clients in a spreadsheet, and one at a time, ask yourself what they look like. So in my head, I've got like a bunch of columns from funding amount, team size, department size, traffic, ad spend, founded date, like just kind of chunk out relevant attributes, and you'll start to see patterns there. And then that's the biggest insight, Jeremy. If you wanted a second one, it might be then like you now have a dashboard where you can toggle add finance, add retail, add not just and what hopefully you will end up with is you can say, after reviewing the data, I've learned that Shopify Plus sites that have support agents, team size of 30 to 75. After 75, maybe desk.com competes really well and you can't close them. You see what I'm saying? So you might say support team is this size, e-commerce platform Shopify Plus, which indicates they're more established. And then you might say, and the region is Europe. For some reason, they just have so many multilingual customers. We shine when we mention this multilingual feature. And that's kind of how you end up at a hot list. Ideally, you can put a timing element where it's like, and their VP support just changed roles, but that's going to be a list of like 30.
As the listener can guess, this is really something you love doing.
It's the best. It is my favorite thing. I like copy, but list building is more fun. So anyways,
I do remember in the course, you have something about list building. So if people want to know more, I will encourage them to go to course.quickmail.io and then check if this is worth for them.
Again, another spoiler. It's not something on list building. It's like all those columns, but actually like documented. I share my own templates, and you can just look over my shoulder. We'll do this a couple of different times with different industries, and you can watch how I build a list, so you can kind of go a little deeper. But if you liked the list building teardown, message us, podcast@quickmail.io. We'll do more of it or less of it. I know, Jeremy, thanks for having a good attitude on this surprise cast.
It's so good. I always learn new things with you when it comes to list building. All right.
Awesome. Thanks,
Jack.